Cool. Okay. So this is Blobb, the game I've been making, and I thought I'd do a live stream because the game is pretty much done. It's going to alpha testing from patrons today, hopefully. I've got to set up a load of stuff for it, but yeah, it should be out today for the patrons for the alpha test. The alpha test is going to be Android only. There are some things still missing, which I'll go through in a moment, but pretty much you can play the whole game. So let's just go through now the game. For those who don't know what the game is, I'm going to go through the basics of how you actually play it. So this is Blobb, and this is World 1. So if I just go to World 1, Level 1, you can see it costs 1 heart to go into a world. However, don't fret, because if you complete the world flawlessly, you'll get that heart back. So apologies for the stream, I can see that it's a bit laggy, but it's fine in the actual game, so don't worry about the lag there. So all you do is you slide to the star, and once you start sliding you can't stop until you hit something. When you hit something, that's when you can change direction. So it's got a flawless there, so should have got my heart back, but it apparently didn't work. I'll fix that before today, but it should have come back with a heart there. But never mind, we'll keep going. So we'll go back into it. Oh, and you can see. Oh, okay. And you get a reward when you level up. I got a diamond. So now the levels start off with blocks like that, but they do get a bit trickier with some more traps. So I'm just going to skip along to a different world. So if I go to World 2 here, Glitter Mines, and if I go up here, they get a bit more fancy. Like this. Now, whilst you are playing, it is uploading your scores to a server, so you can later on compare how you're doing against the whole world in relation to how many stars you've got. This way. Don't know why it's not giving me my life back. It should. It's been doing that all this time. I don't know why it's decided not to. I'll fix that later. So let's again skip to another world. Let's go Diamond Peaks. Okay, Diamond Peaks. There we go. And here we have World 3. So in the real game, all these worlds will be locked until you unlock them. But for the purpose of testing, they're all open. So I quite like the ice block here. You can imagine how crazy. So the game is supported by advertisements and microtransactions. So you can't see it on the stream right now, but there will be an advert at the bottom of the screen here, like a banner. I think it turns it off when you're live streaming. I can't remember now. You also can watch adverts to get more hearts. Okay. Yeah, it's because I'm live streaming. It's treated like it's not connected to the network, for whatever reason. So with that, you can watch adverts to get hearts back. So here I've got no hearts. I can either wait for the timer or click to watch an advert. There's also the marathon mode. So the marathon mode is a daily mode where you can play a randomized set of levels back to back with 1 health bar, and if you lose that health bar, the marathon's over and your score is uploaded to the server. Then the next day when you come back, you'll get rewards based on where you placed on that day, and you can always rerun. The first run is free, but you can rerun later on when but it costs diamonds. So let's just go into marathon mode here. So it's quite a good example to see some crazier levels. Here. And nope. Damn. Nope. I pulls that up. I see this way. Right. So, in the alpha test, there are some bugs, and I'll go through what kind of things that are not in it. So, for an alpha test, the bugs. There is a list of bugs being formulated right now for me to fix. That all the alpha testers will have access to that list, and they can add to it, as well as they can give feedback as well. Things that are not in the game are you've got no logins, so you can't log in with Google Play or whatever, Facebook, whatever else at the moment. Oh. There's no achievements. There is no the world artwork isn't there, so when you go into world select, you notice there's floating islands. They're not finished, obviously. They're not their final ones. Morning, guys. Yes, it is early. Yeah, I better do it whilst the babies are still asleep. So, what else is not in this? There are some other modes that aren't in the game yet that I want to get into the game, but we'll see how we get far with that. I can't concentrate and do this at the same time. I keep balls up an easy level here. So notice the health bar at the top, it stays like that when you go into the next worlds. There we go. I'm trying to figure out what else is not in the alpha. So most of the game is there. There's about 200 levels. They're all there. Whether or not they all work, I don't know. That's what testing's all about. But they should all work. The main thing I want testing done by is the daily, the marathon mode. Make sure the leaderboards work, because it's hard to test that when it's just me. So yeah, it'd be nice to see people testing it out. I can keep track on the server and see how the leaderboards are stacking up. Yeah, 200 levels. It has been straining to make them, but hopefully they're all good and all fine. This one. Nope. Just go for it. There you go. Done. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's it. Really, I think the rest of pretty much. I mean, it's like 90% of the game is there. So there are plans for an extra mode. Balls. The extra mode I want to try and do is online PvP. So 1 versus 1, and the game would be 30 seconds long, and it's like Splatoon, where you got to cover as much of the level in with your own slime. But if you die, all your slime disappears. So it's a matter of staying alive whilst trying to cover as much of the world as possible, whilst another player in the same world is trying to cover it with their own slime. So at the moment, where I am with that is I'm developing a matchmaking system for it, and that is, well, I think it's going to go right. I've done a mistake again. But it's something I really want to get into. I think that would be a really good selling point for the game. Right, let's think about where I've got to go on this. Yeah. Nope. Swipe the right way, Ryan. Oh my god. I lost. Okay. So, as you can see, when you finish, you get your marathon finished, you get total score, and you get a ranking of, well, in this case, it's gold. Okay. And that little progress bar will show you how far along you are between the two ranks. Now, because I'm the only player in the game, it'll show me a full bar because I'm the top #1 person. But as more people play it, that bar will deplete and show your progress between each level, each tier. So you can clearly see if you were to retry it again, how likely you are, if you beat your score, how likely you are to go up in their tier. Now, what tiering depends is what determines your rewards. And rewards come in two forms. They come as gems, and they come as silver stars. And your star count, which you can see in the top right there, I've got gold stars, hidden stars, and silver stars. The gem count, star count, is what goes into global leaderboards. So that's how you can track how well you're doing against everyone. Yes, Kevin, I did play them all to make sure they are all possible. But there are some where you can cheese them. I think I fixed a lot of them, but there are some where you can cheese. Like, there's something like each level. My approach to each level was something I wanted the player to actually have to try and do, and when they try and do it, they can win the level. However, there's an easier route that they can do in like simple 2 moves. That can happen. As I said, I fixed a couple of them, but you never know, some might slip through the cracks. So if you think you found a level that's one of those where you can just make it in 2 moves and you feel like you've got around what the design intended, then that'll be one of those ones that I need to fix. Right, don't know. No. Watch my fingers. Yeah, I like the ice blocks. They're probably my favourite ones. So you can see the number 3 here is round, number 1 is star. The star indicates that it was done flawlessly. So if you're a completionist, you can go back and try and get all 3 stars and flawless in every single level. Oh, another thing that's not in the alpha are the hidden stars. Hidden stars are invisible until you get near them, and there's only 5 in each world. And if you find them all, it's just a completionist thing of trying to get all of them. No, that was wrong. There we go. So the hard levels, these ones, are extra hard levels. They also make your health bar deplete twice as fast. And they're just hard. Oh, for God's sake. Let's just have to wait. But if you see, I can go into my marathon mode here. I can spend 1 diamond to get it. I can buy gems, and if I click on one, for example, it'll come up. And you can buy it. These options don't all work. Grid doesn't work yet. Sound effects doesn't work, but music does. You can turn music off and on. If you need to clear your save data because you're testing and you want to start again or whatever, you can do that. The world select, you can have a nicer graphic than just a percentage, but the percentage is a completionist rate, so you can see how far you got with each world. Blackstone Keep, let's show you that one. So Blackstone Keep is like a castle, and it is the last world in the game. Coming this summer, the game should be released, hopefully, and once that's out, some things to expect. There is a roadmap, so there will be holiday packs, so limited time events based around holidays. So the first one will be Halloween, and I've got some cool ideas for some traps in that, followed by Christmas, then an Easter one, and then we'll see how we get on with the year anniversary of the game and see if people are still playing it and whether it's done well enough for me to continue making stuff for it. But my plan is to do at least Halloween, Christmas and Easter specials. Maybe if we get to a year and people are still playing it, I can add another world and make a world 5. Just get around all that. So yeah, it's getting there. So this alpha test will be happening later today, hopefully. I'm going to fix a couple of these bugs right now, like the flawless reward. It should be giving me that. But once it's done, it'll be up and available to my patrons on patreon.com/RyanLaley. You should get a notification when I put a post up. So when I put it up, you will see it come up, and you can click on links to get access to the bug list, the feedback list, and the game itself. Yeah. So the alpha's only on Android for now, but it will be on iOS probably next month. This month is quite busy as I'm moving house, and it's the last term at college where I work. So I've got a load of exams to mark and coursework to mark. It's going to be a hell of a month. So bear with me. It will be out on iOS. We will get all the other features put in there too. See right there's a bug. You can see the slime is going underneath that tiling. I've got to fix that. Minor things like that I'm not too worried about until then. Kevin, is the flawless based on minimum moves or life? So the flawless is based on life. So when you get a full health bar at the end, you get flawless. So we'll have a look at it on this one. See if I can do it in one move. Must concentrate. So you get a flawless like this, and it should give you a heart, but for some reason it's not giving you a heart. I'll fix that before the alpha happens. So when you level up, you get a reward. Nice. Get 10 gems. I actually might use those gems to show you what some of the. Oh, I can't because I've got to buy this. There you go. Let's do that. So these power-ups are all in the game as well. The green one, the shield, puts a bubble shield around Blobb, so you can get hit once and survive it. The frost one is kind of cool. It basically anything with a timer will be slower, so you can get past the traps a lot quicker. And the red one is a damage reduction, so you can take twice as much damage before you lose stars at the top there. So these are Tesla coils. I quite like these two. They're quite cool looking. Quite proud of these ones. This way. There we are. Hopefully try and get to one of the cooler ones in here. No, I paused it. I made it a lot harder for myself. Okay. Sweet. Oh, there you go. So I'll show you the FOSS one. So, I didn't actually activate it. God damn it. Okay. Oh, this one's always a bitch. There you go. Well, that went all kinds of wrong. On your map screen, looks like you're getting 3 stars, but when you complete the level, it looks like you're only getting 1 star. Huh? You should get 3 stars. Oh, you mean like in the actual world? Yes. So at the top, the stars that you get. Yeah, no, you got it. So the stars at the top there are what determine your score. So these are lasers, obviously deadly if you touch them. So if you die, you lose part of that health bar, therefore lose your chance to get a certain star. Yeah, that's kind of it. So yeah, so coming today, the alpha test will be out, and the game will be out fully this summer. Hopefully, I'll get the PvP in there and the matchmaking for it to work. I really wanted it to work. If I can't get it to work, then it may be like a thing I add on and patch into the game later. But I really want to get in there because I think it'd be really fun. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you.